Hi everybody, my name is Beatrice and welcome to Storytime with Bee. Today we will be reading Fearless Mary, Mary Fields, American Stagecoach Driver by Tami Charles, illustrated by Claire Almon. A reason why we're reading the story is because it's a nice crossover between last month, Black History Month, and this month, Women's History Month, and Mary Fields is Black and she is female. And this story is being about proving that if somebody thinks that somebody can do something better than you can, that doesn't mean that you should give up. You should keep on going, and you should prove, if it's what you want to do, you should prove that you can do something just as good as another person. So, let's dive into the story. Fearless Mary, Mary Fields, American Stagecoach Driver by Tami Charles, illustrated by Claire Almon. Tami Charles is a former teacher who now writes picture books, novels, and nonfiction for kids. Her books include the middle grade novel Like Vanessa and her picture book Freedom Soup. The first time she saw a picture of Mary Fields proudly perched on a stagecoach, she knew she had to find out more about her. Tami lives in central New Jersey with her husband and son. Claire Almon is an illustrator and an animation character designer. As the kid of an Army doctor dad, her family moved from state to state, which has helped her understand people from all walks of life. She lives in Atlanta, Georgia, where she loves dancing, napping, and being an aunt to her 6 nieces. To Jennifer Carlisle Peters, the most fearless woman I know, TC. To my sweet nieces, all 6 of them, CA. In the city of Cascade, Montana, Mary Fields sees help wanted signs everywhere. The city needs a new stagecoach driver to make deliveries to a school, St. Peter's Mission. It's a good job, an important job, but a dangerous one too. It's 1895. Sending supplies and messages to Cascade is easy, thanks to telegraphs and trains. But the trails that snake through the mountains up to St. Peter's make it almost impossible to reach. The best way to deliver the mail there is by stagecoach. Outlaws prey on stagecoaches, which carry valuable supplies, money, and food. Wild animals prey on them too. The stagecoach is usually guarded by one person, the driver. To do the job, you need to be smart, tough, unshakable. As a former slave who traveled to the West to seek opportunity, Mary Fields is all of those things. With the job comes respect and high wages, nearly $75 a month. With that kind of pay, a person can live a good life. But most people think a job like this is meant for men, not women, and especially not an ex-slave. Getting the job will be hard for Mary. Even though the Wild West is supposed to be a land of opportunity, everything is segregated. Whites-only restaurants, whites-only jobs, whites-only pay. That doesn't stop Mary. It only makes her want to prove that everyone should be equal, including women. So the next day, Mary gallops into town, face pointed toward the sky, ready to take her chance. At least 40 cowboys try out for the job, and Mary steps right up with them. "We don't hire people like you," the manager says. Mary stands tall and squares her shoulders. She lived the first 33 years of her life without freedom, and now she'd spend the rest of it making sure she got an equal shot at a good life. "I'm Mary Fields. I can outrun any man trying out for this job." Mary refuses to leave. She waits her turn to show what she can do. One by one, the cowboys try their best. They swing their lassos, saddle up the horses real fine, but Mary knows she can do that and more. So she steps forward again, but the manager points. "I said not you. You don't belong here. I'll show you I do." And she does. Mary hitches 6 horses, cracks her whip, speeds down the hill and back around. the horse's hooves clomping an earth-shaking sound. She is a force. "What's your name again?" the manager asks. "I'm Mary Field, but you can call me Fearless." No need to look further. The job is hers. No African-American woman has ever been hired to drive a stagecoach in Cascade, or in the rest of the country. Mary Fields is the first. Being first is hard. Not everybody likes the idea of a woman driving a stagecoach. Some believe Mary can't do the job because she's a woman, because of the color of her skin. But Mary is unbreakable, unshakable. She travels rugged mountain trails. It's hard to navigate. Mary can read all kinds of maps, including star patterns in the dark sky. Thieves try to steal from her wagon. Little do they know, Mary's got herself a pet eagle trained as her faithful protector. They don't stand a chance. On one moonless night, Mary's wagon hits a gully. Hoarse screams pierce the air. Packages fly everywhere, and a gang of hungry wolves creeps out from the shadows. Mary's cargo is important. Food to feed the school children, letters from loved ones sent from far away. It's her job to protect her horses and make sure the children at St. Peter's receive their packages. Mary stands guard all night, iron weapon pressed against her back. With the eagle at her side, she keeps the wolves at bay until the sun rises and chases them away. Mary never loses a single horse or package. Word of Mary's courage spreads throughout Cascade. She becomes a hometown hero. The stagecoach driver who fended off wolves, trudged through heavy snow, and never missed a single day of work. No task was too small, no task too dangerous. In a time, she'd become known as a groundbreaker, a history maker. Mary rides those trails for 8 years, until she is in her 70s. More women begin to drive stagecoaches and deliver mail across the United States. Fearless like Mary, faces pointed toward the sky. As the years go by, cars, telephones, and airplanes are invented. Delivering mail becomes easier, less dangerous, and thanks to Mary and others like her, a job held by women. Today, Mary's bravery is remembered in Cascade and throughout the country. Delivery men and women still face long days on the road and harsh weather at times, but nothing like the dangers Mary faced in the Wild West. Every now and then, if you listen closely, you'll hear her voice whispering in the wind, "I'm Mary Fields, but you can call me Fearless." Thank you for joining us for today's story, Fearless Mary. I hope that you have a great month. Fun fact also, Mary's eagle's name was actually Bird, which Tami Charles, the author of this book, sent me an email and she found that out, which I thought was very funny. And so Tami, if you're watching, hi. And so when I grow up, I want to be a marine photographer. And the reason how that really relates to Mary is because, mostly marine photography is dominated by men. And so I want to change the world in a little way at least, like Mary did. When you grow up, be what you want to be. Don't let anybody tell you that you can't do it or that somebody's better than you. Just keep marching on. You do what you want to do in life. I hope that you have a great career when you do grow up. Thank you for joining us for Storytime with B. I hope that you enjoyed today's story, and I hope you join us for our next story, which is Gloria's Voice. The story is about Gloria Steinem, another woman who has changed the world. And have a great month. I hope I meet you in our next video. So, bye! The stagecoach is the skate. This. It's a wild. Don't do.
Exactly.
Don't be a Dementor. Axe. I have an axe and I'm not afraid to use
I
it.
hope you are.
I am. Okay, grumpy old man. Hello.
Okay.
Fear. Fear. It's a glitchy video. Fear. 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 Fear.